Guys, got something really exciting to unbox today. What is it? It's this. The new 16-inch MacBook Pro. This computer is meant to be an absolute beast. Now, I've been using the 15-inch for a while, and you know what, it's pretty good. I mean, it had 16 gig of RAM, it's got the i9 processor in it, it's got a 4 gig video card in it, the AMD Radeon card, and yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's a good machine. But as it's my primary machine for editing and creating and all the rest of it, I do feel that the 16 gig of RAM is a little bit of a letdown. When I look at the memory consumption, when you've got Final Cut or something like that running, you've got nothing left to play with. So that means things take a little bit longer. Now, don't get me wrong, export and stuff like that, it's great. Day-to-day tasks looks great. I did have some issues with the first one that I had where the fan was running really high, but I changed it over and that was fine, so pretty much quirky. The keyboard, we all know about the keyboard, that butterfly keyboard. You know what, you get used to it. I was pretty lucky that I didn't really have any faulty keys or anything like that, so fair enough. Although I do use an external keyboard most of the time, but when traveling and stuff like that, using the keyboard or sitting away from the desk and just using the keyboard, it was okay. But it is safe to say that a keyboard with a bit more travel would definitely be a great advantage, especially when you've got a lot of typing to do, as I do from time to time. So with that said, let's open this machine up because quite frankly, I'm dead excited to see it in the flesh. I haven't seen it in the flesh yet. I didn't go to the store. I've bought this purely on specs, so let's get it open. So ironically, I do need the trusty knife to open this. Apple I thought they were going away from that and just putting these kind of little tabs and things on the machines, on the packaging, but no worries. It's not a problem to get the trusty knife out. So let's peel off the cellophane, which is always a nice feeling, especially for Apple products because they do some good packaging. You can't take that away from them, but that's that. Just get rid of that. Turn it over. Now this is meant to have an absolutely gorgeous display. This is actually slightly higher spec than the standard offering. Listen to that. Hear the air coming. Ooh, I like that. It's actually quite a substantial lid, but quite a substantial product. So there it is, guys. Beautiful. Well, you know what, it doesn't really look a lot different to the other one. But anyway, let's lift it out. This is supposed to be a little bit heavier than the 15-inch and a little bit bigger, but you know what, can I really tell the difference? Not really. Let's pop that down there just for a second. So this is a slightly more, as I said, up-spec version of the MacBook Pro. This is the processor bump, so it's a 2.4 gigahertz processor, i9 8-core processor. This has got the upgraded video card in it, the AMD Radeon card with the 8 gig of video memory, which definitely, if you're video creating or doing anything that requires any complex graphics work, that's definitely the one to have. Also, this one's got the 32 gig memory, so an upgrade from the 16 gig of RAM that I had on the 15-inch version, which again, if you're doing anything that's kind of processor intensive or that's memory hungry, having the up-spec processor and having the increased RAM is definitely going to be a complete advantage. I'm not expecting to change this out anytime soon. I'm really going to be going with this machine in order to hopefully get a bit of longevity, because changing this stuff out, it's expensive, and quite frankly, it's a pain also to have to, transfer all your stuff over and all the rest of it day to day. Now, Time Machine's superb for that, but still, sometimes, you just don't want that hassle, and there's generally always something that you've kind of missed or it's missed. I've also opted on this machine to have more storage, so the 15-inch had 512 gig of storage. This one, I've actually gone for 2 terabytes. Yes, I know, insane, but like I said, I'm planning on keeping this for a while. 512, you know what, I was running with about 40 gig spare, and yeah, I could fill that up quite easily. Now you sort of think, well, why are you filling it up? Well, a lot of it is temporary storage. To be honest, you've got video files. I've got a whole bunch of content that needs editing. Yes, I travel around with, this is the Samsung T3. I've got the SanDisk, all these SSD drives, but quite frankly, I'm trying to travel light these days, so I don't really want to be carrying around lots of drives, lots of cables, lots of this, lots of that. So having it on board, I'm kind of happy with that. So this is a fairly well-spec'd machine that, like I said, I'm hoping to keep hold of for a while. So what else is in the box? Well, let's start with the obligatory paperwork. So I don't know if anyone ever opens these instruction manuals or whatever they are. I mean, do they? What's in here? MacBook Pro. Oh, okay, it's been a while since I've opened one of these things up, but now you get space grey stickers, which, yeah, it's pretty cool. Is it? I don't know. It's okay, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to put them back in there because, like all of the stickers, I will never stick them anywhere. I shouldn't imagine. Let's pop that aside. So in here you've got the charging brick, which is pretty standard. The adapter, 3-pin, because I'm in jolly old Blighty. Not in Europe anymore. Apparently we've left Europe. Okay, let's see how that works out. But anyway, 3-pin plug, because it's UK. Pop that in there, back in there. And obviously we've got the cable, USB-C to USB-C cable, so happy days. So that's all there is in the box, so let's pop that to the side. Now back to the machine. Well, I can't tell whether it's any heavier or any lighter, smaller, bigger, thinner, fatter, but I believe there are some spec changes in terms of the chassis. Let's get the paper off. And there it is. I mean, you know what, guys? It's pretty standard, okay? It's a MacBook Pro. I'm not expecting it to look and feel any different to the last one. And in fact, here is the 15-inch. Oh, look how big it looks compared to the 16-inch. Okay, that's not really the case. This is depth of field, I think. Let's put these down side by side. So, I don't know if that's quite level, but yeah, we've got a little bit of slightly bigger, but then it's a bigger screen. If I lift these both up from the edges, negligible, I think, but this one is very warm because I've just taken it out of the bag and it seems to be warm, so I guess it's doing something, or has been doing something in the bag. Don't know what. I shall check that out in a bit. But I'm going to put this, it pains me to do it, okay, it's got rubber feet, but I'm going to put this on top here. So there is a little bit of difference. I mean, if I pop that to the end, I'm trying to square them up, but obviously that's quite difficult, but you can see a little bit of difference there. So, yeah. I don't think it's going to be a big deal personally. I don't notice the weight. I think when you're comparing anything with anything, you're going to notice the odd couple of centimetres here and there. But quite frankly, to all intents and purpose, I think it's fine. That's the two next to each other. So, we'll pop that one. That's the 15-inch over there. Like I said, I see very, very little difference. For the specs that I'm getting in this, I can live with it. Other than that, these things are pretty much identical. That's what I've got to say. So, I'm going to open this up, guys, so that you can see what this screen looks like. And here we have the protector on there. I'm going to take that off. It's actually turned itself on, which they always seem to do that, and I have really no idea why. But that's coming on. It's going to do something. This thing is going to want setting up. Let's just wait for it to boot up. But as you can see, straight away, you've got thinner bezels there, so there's a lot more screen real estate. The keyboard.
Drücke die Eingabetaste, Deutsch als Standardsprache zu verwenden.
Who's it? I remember this from the first time that I set up the MacBook Pro.
To use English as the main language, press the return key.
To use British English as the main language, press the return key.
Ooh, yes, I like that.
To use Australian English as the main language, press the return key.
To use English as the main language, press the return key.
Pour utiliser le français comme langue principale, appuyez sur la touche Entrée.
Pour utiliser le français om Nederlands als hoofdtaal te gebruiken, druk je op de Enter-toets.
Dutch.
Per usare l'italiano come lingua,
Para usar español
del латин.
Чтобы сделать русский главным языком, нажмите клавишу Return.
I think I'm going to go with English. British English. Because remember, we're not in Europe anymore. Anyway, so the thing, I was going to say, the key change about this is I need to get back to British English actually before I make a mistake. One sec.
To use Australian
To use British English as the main language, press the return key.
Okay, but immediately these keys feel better. The keys feel good, actually. It's not major travel. Like, I find that the keyboard on the Surface Book 2 is absolutely superb. That is a great keyboard. This keyboard is absolutely superb. This is actually a great machine, but we're not here to talk about that. Let's pop that down there. So, yes, the keyboard is great, and the other thing about this is the speakers are meant to be absolutely superb. So, same rubbish 720p video camera for, FaceTime, etc. I think they call it a FaceTime camera actually, but whatever. Rubbish on a machine that costs a lot of money. A 720p camera is kind of like, what the but anyway, don't really use it a lot, so in fact hardly ever, so no worries there. I use the external Logitech camera most of the time because I've got a big screen with that on it, so no worries there. But yeah, the sound quality from the speakers is meant to be superb. The microphone array apparently is meant to be superb, and I've seen videos where people are actually using the microphone on the MacBook Pro, on this new 16-inch MacBook Pro, in order to record their session, their video session. So maybe I'll give that a go, see how that works out. But to all intents and purposes, this is a very good machine. Why would I upgrade after just 6 months of having the 15 inch, well, A, the 15 inch is obsolete, B, I could do with more video memory and you're not going to get that, C, I could do with more RAM and you're not going to get that because this stuff is soldered on. So, you know, make your decision, and at point of purchase, and that's what you're kind of stuck with. And I don't know where I got to, A, B, C, D probably. I really wanted a bit of extra storage to avoid having to keep dealing with these things. And I don't care what anyone says, like the onboard memory is going to be faster than any Thunderbolt, USB 3, whatever external disk drive. It makes a difference when you're editing because you want to be able to speed up your workflow as much as you possibly can. So, yes, that's the reason. So I've got this with the processor bump, the memory bump, the video graphics bump and the hard drive storage bump in order to give myself some longevity. So that's the reason. So guys, this has just been an unboxing. Of course, I'm going to be back once I've used this for a week, a couple of weeks, whatever. I'm going to be back, do some tests with it, do some comparisons, do some speed comparisons with the 15 inch. And you know what? I will give you an honest review every time because, contrary to all belief, I buy all this stuff myself. So, yeah, that's been it. It's been the unboxing of the MacBook 16-inch, MacBook Pro 16-inch, and already I feel like I'm going to love it, but proof is in the pudding. So thanks guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you can be notified of new videos. Leave any comments or questions in the comments section below. I'm Dave for Seeing Through a Lens, and I will see you the next time. Thanks for watching.